These were some of the most famous and powerful brands in the world. Millions of people used them. Some looked impossible to beat. Then one bad call, one slow reaction, or one failure to see where customers were going changed everything. This video will show you why these giants fell and what their biggest mistake can teach everyone else. At number 10, Vine. For a brief moment, Vine felt like the internet's pulse. Its short looping videos spread fast, created new stars, and changed how people made content. The problem was that being early is not the same as staying ahead. Vine struggled to keep top creators happy and did not adapt fast enough as rivals offered more tools and more reasons to stay. The lesson is brutal. If your product shapes a new habit, you still have to build the next version before someone else does. At number 9, Sega. Sega was once one of the biggest names in gaming. Then came a stretch of hardware decisions that hurt confidence. The company released too many systems and add-ons too close together, confusing buyers and developers alike. In gaming, confusion is dangerous. Players want to know which machine matters. Developers want a stable platform worth supporting. When that clarity disappears, momentum slips away. Even a famous brand can weaken itself by making the market harder to understand. At number 8, Toys R Us. For years, Toys R Us was the toy store. Huge aisles, famous branding, and a name tied directly to childhood made it feel untouchable. But retail changed. Shopping moved online, and customer habits shifted. Toys R Us failed to adapt quickly enough. A powerful store brand cannot rely only on nostalgia or past traffic. If buying habits change, the business has to change with them. At number 7, Skype. Skype became so recognized that its brand name became the action. If you wanted to make an internet call, Skype was the first thing people thought of. That kind of mindshare is rare. Instead of building on it, Skype lost ground as the market shifted toward easier mobile use and smoother tools built for the way people were starting to work every day. Being the default name in a category can disappear fast if the product stops feeling like the default choice. At number 6, MySpace. MySpace once looked unstoppable. People customized pages, followed bands, and treated the site like their digital home. But that early lead masked a deeper problem. Users wanted a cleaner, more reliable experience, and MySpace did not respond well enough. Competitors understood that social platforms were also about speed, design, trust, and structure. Massive attention can disappear when users sense that a rival understands their next need better than you do. At number 5, Yahoo. Yahoo was once a giant gateway to the web. News, search, email, and more all lived under one famous name. What it lacked was a clear enough response to the internet's next phase. The company kept doing many things, but stopped leading the one thing that defined the future. A famous name can hide strategic drift for a long time, right up until it cannot. At number 4, Blockbuster. Blockbuster once dominated home movie rental. At its peak in 2004, its revenue reached around $5.9 billion. A common story says, Blockbuster died because it rejected Netflix, but that is too simple. In 2000, Netflix co-founder Reed Hastings proposed a partnership and offered to sell the concept for $50 million. Blockbuster passed. The deeper mistake was believing the store-based model would hold as home entertainment changed, first with DVDs by mail and later with streaming. By 2010, Blockbuster filed for bankruptcy. Netflix went on to reach over 200 million subscribers. Today, a single Blockbuster store survives in Bend, Oregon. The lesson is that leaders fail when they treat a shift in customer behavior like a side threat instead of the main story. At number 3, BlackBerry. BlackBerry once defined the smartphone for business. Physical keyboards and secure messaging made the brand feel unbeatable. Then touchscreen smartphones reshaped what people expected. It was no longer only about email and typing. It was about apps, browsing, media, and a broader consumer experience. BlackBerry did not just face stronger rivals. It faced a new idea of what a smartphone should be. When the center of a market moves, defending old strengths is not enough. At number 2, Kodak. Kodak is one of the sharpest business warnings ever because the threat did not come from far away. Kodak invented the first digital camera in 1975. Kodak helped create the future, then failed to embrace it. The company stayed focused on its film business, while digital photography kept advancing. As cameras and later smartphones changed photography, Kodak could not protect the old model forever. Reuters reported that revenue fell from $16 billion in 1996 to just over $2 billion by the time Kodak filed for bankruptcy in 2012. The lesson is harsh. Inventing the future means very little if you are afraid to let it replace your past. And at number 1, Nokia. Before the smartphone era fully arrived, Nokia dominated mobile phones. Its devices were recognizable across the world, and for many people, a mobile phone and a Nokia phone felt like the same thing. That is what makes the collapse so dramatic. Nokia was not a weak company waiting to fail. It was the leader in a market about to be redefined. When that shift accelerated, the question was no longer who made great phones under the old rules. The question became who understood the new rules first. Nokia had built strength in a previous era, but the market moved towards software, touchscreens, and a different kind of user experience. Past success stopped protecting the brand. Nokia belongs at number 1 because its story is the clearest reminder that dominance can vanish even when a company seems too big, too familiar, and too trusted to lose. These brands were not small mistakes waiting to happen. They were giants. And that is exactly why their falls matter. Market leadership can disappear fast when a company gets comfortable, underestimates new technology, or stops following where customers are actually going next.